Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Soul. And you guys know how wonderful of a feeling it is to be a child getting a video game system. Sure, like it was your parents just throwing money just to lock you up for like a long ass period of time, just so you'd stop running around and being a monster. But you know what? It's a beautiful, beautiful moment for that child. And I remember like whenever this happened to me, like it was like crack. It was like, oh my god, like it was Nintendo 64 levels, Nintendo 64 kid levels of happiness. And you know, I think like growing up, I remember we had Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1. We're always behind. We were behind a lot. Like we didn't get an Xbox 360 till like a couple years after it came out. We didn't get PS2 for like a couple years after it came out. And the Gamecube, especially, we didn't get until years. I'm not sure. Whenever there was like commercials for the Gamecube, or it was like 99, like that was the number. They were like 99.99 Gamecube. Like that was their big commercial that they were putting out at the time. I don't even see commercials for shit like that anymore, for like game systems. But you know, no internet, so back then, you know, everything, all the commercials were on TV. So GameCube, I obviously wanted it because I was like this kid who wanted to play all the games, and my brother wanted it for whatever reason. And I just remember being like in Walmart, I think, and just like they had the TVs out and they had like the GameCube, like they're showing off GameCube games. And I remember seeing stuff for like Pikmin and all this stuff. I do remember, I think it might have been Pikmin 2 and like Pokemon Coliseum. I think those are the first two games we got. And I remember Pokemon Coliseum was like the game that we really wanted to play. Like we thought it was dope, like Pokemon, but in 3D, like on a game system. Like it was this big deal, right? And you know, the main character looks like an edgelord. There's these shadow Pokemon that's edgy. Like it was this great idea. Like I'm sure like all the kids wanted it. And I remember GameCube is probably the easiest system you'll ever set up, but you know, we bought this game $99.99. We brought it home. It's this little system that has a handle on it. It's this little cute little system. It's a cube. Like ooh, I don't know why Nintendo like seems to like want to make their game systems like as small and like cute as possible. But that's what it was. And so we put in Pokemon Coliseum, which has this little cute little disc. We've never seen anything like that before. And you know, I remember it took us, my mom does not know how to set up like that kind of shit at all. Like I would have to set up VHS tapes for her because she doesn't understand the plug-in part, and she doesn't understand how the yellow plug-in goes into the yellow hole. The white plug-in goes into the white hole, and that's it. That's all you had to do. Like you plug the yellow cord into the yellow part of the TV, the white cord into the white, and you plug in the power into the outlet. And for some reason, that was like to her, like, and even like today, like my mom won't understand these like simple things and doesn't seem interested in learning them. Like I remember like whenever I saw her last, she was like trying to look for a flashlight. I was like, you have a flashlight on your phone, just use that. She's like, oh, but I don't know how to use it. But I was like, let me just show you then. She's like, no, I'll just find my flashlight. I was like, it will be quicker and easier for you to learn this like life-changing flashlight that you have in your phone than for you to find this flashlight that you don't know where it is. So yeah, my mom's always been kind of like that. But we were able to finally get this GameCube plugged into this bubble TV, you know, good old times. And I remember playing Pokemon Coliseum, and it was a beautiful game. I didn't finish it. I remember finishing games like Sonic Adventure 2. You know, we didn't have that many games for GameCube. We only had like a dozen at the most. Like we had Smash Bros, we had Pikmin 2, which like we lost. Like I don't remember us having that game for that long. We had a couple other ones, and then it disappeared like alongside all our other stuff. I think my brother sold it, and that was kind of it. And then I think I've already talked about this on this channel before, but once I become this like big collector guy, I had to get the GameCube again. I really want to play all these games again, so I bought a $30 a new GameCube, and I finally played through all of Pokemon Colosseum. That was like this big goal I wanted to achieve, and I still haven't played the sequel yet, but I really want to play that, XD Gale of Darkness, because Lugia is the mascot for that game, and you guys know how much I love Lugia. So yeah, that was kind of like the history of the GameCube. Like when we got it that time, like it was legendary. It was this bigger than life system, despite the fact that it was like this cute little thing, and we were plugging it up to Bubble TV. And God, these are simpler times. I'll remember back then when you could just put the game in the disc, and then like 5 minutes later you're playing the video game. Like, ugh. And I remember like just the like when you start up Pokemon Colosseum, it's like this big grand music. It was very good times. And you know, the GameCube has a lot of like pretty good gems. Like every Nintendo system has like these several very solid, like amazing titles. I wouldn't call Pokemon Colosseum like an amazing title, but it was a great game. And what they were doing back then, like we never seen Pokemon in that form before, so it was a big deal, and I love that game. And you know, playing games like Harvest Moon, Sonic Adventure 2, and eventually like when I rebought the system, that I played Resident Evil 4, which is one of my favorite games. I played that on GameCube. This dark rated M game with zombies and chainsaws, I played that on my good old little GameCube. And a lot of the other games I played, you know, I remember a lot of very good games on that. Harvest Moon was a game that we obsessed over in our childhood, and I think most of the time we played that, it was on GameCube. And I love like when you start up the GameCube, if you hold the Z button down, it has this completely different like opening thing, and like the menu for a GameCube is like this cube that you're spinning around, and you know, the game files were like these little blocks. Like, such simpler times. But yeah, that was my history with the GameCube, and I never played like the Zelda games on GameCube. I do remember playing a little bit of Wind Waker. I don't think we ever owned it. I think we just were like borrowing it from a friend. I never played Twilight Princess until later on the Wii, and you know, I played Mario Sunshine after like I was becoming this video game collector, but I was never able to get into it. And I know there's a bunch of other games, Beautiful Joe, like a bunch of games that I've seen like the top GameCube list games, and yeah, as good as a lot of those other games were, I was never able to play them, and I hope to one day, but it'll probably be on a different system for most of them, because it'll probably be remastered. Like Wind Waker, I might as well play the HD version at this point. But yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching another edition to Good Morning Soul, and I'm gonna have more video game console memories in just a minute, but thank you so much for watching as always, and with that, I leave.